Hi, this is Dr. Mark Sehl of the YouTube channel Therapy for the Heart and also the podcast Enter Therapy for the Heart on SoundCloud.com or iTunes. Something very disturbing struck me at the news in the UK that 100,000 young women were harming themselves. 100,000. And when asked about it, they responded, "We did not feel heard, nor could we articulate the problem." Now, I'm a psychoanalyst, and it's very important to listen. And as you all know, but sometimes we may not want to do it because when we hear suicide or self-harm or despair, really despairing, depression, we may not want to hear that we're only human. We may feel helpless. We don't know what to do about it. We think we have to do something about it. The thing we can do best is to listen, to pay attention. But sometimes we often say about listening, I was just listening. So I want to tell you a short story. Father takes his son out for walks, and every time he asks about grades, so I said, do you think you could restrain yourself from asking about grades just once and see what happens? So he did, and son talked about cars, girls, who's dating who. So at the end of the walk, I think he may have heard the story before, but I'm going to repeat it again and again and again because I don't think it sinks in sometimes. At the end of the walk, he turns to his father and he says, "You know, Dad, I'm harming myself. I'm harming myself." He was cutting himself. So there's a lot of that going on. There's a 56% increase in suicides here. 56% increase since 2016 of the age group 10 to 19. And that should be going down. It shouldn't be going up. But we have the same problem as they do in the UK. The UK has a minister of loneliness now. Loneliness is very related to suicidal ideation here, and we have a big problem in the United States too about loneliness. So are really we reaching the people that we want to reach, and are we hearing them? We're only human. As I said before, we're not going to be we're not statues. We have feelings, and maybe when someone starts to talk about suicide, we may inadvertently not wanting to turn a deaf ear because, oh my God, our name is going to be splashed on the front page of the New York Times, and I just started out as being a therapist. Well, you know what? If you just started out being a therapist, the best thing you can do is say, by the way, did you ever have a fantasy of you killing yourself and my name would be on the front page of the New York Times? You lay it right out there. I'm not saying this to somebody who's not comfortable do that, but you got to be comfortable saying it and hearing it and listening to it because we're only human. At best, we're only human, but that means that we can have deaf ears to things, and that's what countertransference is all about. Some things we don't want to hear. Some things we feel ashamed about ourselves, and unless we work on those things, those resistances, we're not going to be effective in working with our patients. And it's very hard to work with patients because it's hard to listen. And if we have blocks that we all do of shame about ourselves and things that we don't want to open up, it's harder to listen. That's why in my transference resistance group, I call it a free speak group. One of the objects is to say everything that's on your mind, everything, as humanly possible. That's pretty hard to do, right? But that's what we ask our patients to do, isn't it? Well, some of us who were trained this way that believe in free association. So if we can't as therapists say openly things on our mind, how can we help our patients do the same? It's pretty impossible. So I want to introduce you also to my training. It's you can find a link below, and that's a big part of the training is to be open and authentic. It is with the heart that one sees rightly what is invisible. What is essential is invisible to the eye. Right? We all get caught up with things and consumer economy, and we forget about what's most important is our feelings. And we need to help patients be able to hide and also be able to be open and authentic, either one, because sometimes patients will have difficulty with either one or both. So I'm going to put some information down, and the next training would be 2 Tuesdays from yesterday. Yeah, so I'll put a link there for you. Okay, so thanks for listening. Dr. Mark Sehl, and I'm a psychoanalyst, and I love what I do and do what I love. Okay. Bye-bye.